Hey there, welcome to Doing Things Dan's Way. So we've all been there. We go out to ride the bike and the tire is flat, or we go to play with the ball and the ball is flat, or we go to pull a trailer, but before we can go, we got to pump all the tires back up, and we end up just standing around waiting for the pump to be done. We have to watch the little dial that's bouncing around to get to the right, the right number, especially like on a trailer. And so the replacement for that is a pump that actually has onboard electronics that where you just set a PSI level and you just press go and you get to walk away. So in the past, I did a video, and you can see that linked up here, where I use an Auxito branded JumpStarter that also has the pump built in. So this is the Auxito JumpStarter and pump, and this guy here does a lot of neat features and functions. And the question is this one better or worse than their new version? Because Auxito reached out to me and asked if I would review their new version. Let's take a look. So this is the new version, and clearly there's something very different about it, and that is that this is not a jump starter. This is just the pump, the light, and the USB output. This one has pump, light, USB output, as well as the jump starter function, and that's what the extra cables and stuff are for. And that's why it's substantially larger. It has a much bigger battery inside. So question is, if you don't need the jump starter function, is this one worthwhile or not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare these two and just give you some sense of the differences between them besides the obvious difference of a jump starter as far as the pump performance, the light, USB output, that sort of thing. So let's get into it. Don't go away. This is Doing Things Dan's Way. So turning these both on, the JumpStarter version just gives you 100% actual digital number as far how big the battery is or how full the battery is. And on the smaller unit, we get a nice little icon here showing that it's full. So this one probably has a little bit more resolution as far as the amount of battery life left in it, but we'll see how that goes. They both have a light function. This one, if I press and hold, so if I turn on the light, you can see it's got an area light. I like this one in the fact that it's like a broad area. In fact, the LEDs kind of wrap around this corner here. And so when you set this next to the car or set like this next to the car, you can actually see kind of what's going on around you. It also has a couple different modes. You can have it flash, and you can have it flash red, which is cool. If you're going to be on the side of the road somewhere, you can be flashing red. In fact, it's kind of flashing SOS, which I'd prefer it not do that, honestly, just flash red, because I could just be warning people coming down the road, watch out, I'm not asking for help. So that's this one. This guy here, once you turn it on, it gives you PSI and this setting PSI, and I can turn on the little light, and it is just a little light. There's not much to that. That would be enough to find the cap on your tire of your bike or your car, whatever, to get it off. That's not producing a whole lot of output, but it's better than nothing. And similar to the other one, it does have a red flashing SOS, as well as just a flashing white light. So the same features, just a much smaller light. Now they both come with Type-C cable to a Type-A for getting power out of the pack that's in here. So if I plug this into my iPhone, yep, okay, so it is charging the iPhone no problem. Okay, same story here on the Jump Pack version, it can charge the iPhone no problem. And now both of these have a Type-C style input for charging the unit up with. And so that same cable can be used to go from a standard charger to the inputs on this to charge it up. Of course, this one takes hours and hours to charge up because it's such a large battery pack. And this one here takes substantially less time. The JumpStarter here has a 41.5 watt hour battery in it. And the small guy here, this one has 19.25 watt hours. This one has roughly half the battery capacity of the JumpStarter, but then again, it's only having to run the pump and the little lights and the USB output if you're using it for that. So this will charge up your iPhone at least 2 times, if not 3 times. This one could do it 5 or 6 times at least. So for me, the most common reason to use a bike pump or an inflator is to fill up a bike tire when I go riding, as well as to top off the amount of pressure in my car tires. So let's go ahead and do a couple of those things and just kind of show how this works. So here on my Highlander, these are supposed to be at 36 PSI. Let's see where they're at now. Okay, this is sitting at 33.5 PSI. So I'm gonna set that for 36. Let's go. And that's it. Let's see the other side. This one's showing 34, and I still have it set to 36, so we'll just let it go. Now, the real beauty of this is I can press go, and I can just walk away. I don't have to stand here and hold it or babysit it. I can just let it go. Okay, it's at 36. Just love that I can just walk away from this thing, not have to worry about overinflating. So a real acid test of these would be to have them try and inflate the tires on my old trailer. They haven't been filled in a couple of years. They're probably down at 10 or something PSI, and they're big tires. So let's go try that out. Okay, I'm going to hook up the Auxito pump only here on the left. This is showing 12 PSI. I put this one over on this unit as well and got the same reading, so we're in a good apples to apples here. Now you do have to turn these units on, which goes through their calibration routine before you connect them. If you connect them first, you will not get the proper readings. Okay, and I'm just going to say plus. If they're at 12, let's go to 32 PSI. That's about a 20 PSI jump. Now, this one only seems to increment in single-digit PSIs, and this unit actually is doing in half PSI increments as well. So I can say 32.5 PSI if I wanted to. That would make a lot of sense if you're regularly doing like mountain biking or filling up a football or a basketball or a soccer ball, and you have a particular PSI that you really like to work with. That would give you a little bit better resolution on that unit. So anyway, let's get these guys both going. 3, 2, 1, go. It's only a real slight difference between the two in terms of timing. Yeah, that output is really, really hot right there. Same thing here, super hot. These connections are fine. So definitely need that rubber coating on these things because running that long, these really get hot. Now this one is currently saying it's at 79% battery. This one is showing just a red battery icon, implying that it's low, but really don't know what that means exactly. Okay, well both sides here are showing 9.5 PSI on this one. So we'll use that as our baseline. Okay, fire those both up. Okay, so it's at 32 PSI. That one quit at 24 PSI. And this one still has 65% battery left. So considering this one has about 2.5 times more battery, that feels about right as far as total capacity. Now this one I will assume will continue to turn on and will likely charge up like a bike tire or something like that, something small. But it is definitely pretty warm. It's not hot, but it's just warm. And the battery light is still red. Even though it quit out there doing the big trailer tire, I'm going to go ahead and try inflating this bike and see how it does even with the dead battery. Put it on, let's see what it says for PSI. It's showing 2.5 PSI. So let's set it for, I don't run that high. Let's just set this for like 16. Something like that on it. You can see it's squishy flat right now. Let's see what it does. So this is the perfect application for this, where you can set an exact PSI and get repeatable readings from like front to rear tires, that sort of thing. So this is definitely one use case I really enjoy for this. Now this is too heavy to carry around in your bag, but certainly in the car when you go to wherever you're going to go riding, having this in a trailer to be able to pump up the kids' the tires and stuff like that, and this is perfect. Okay guys, that's kind of showing you the difference between the two. This one can clearly do a couple minutes, actually this many minutes of of runtime before it's kind of out of gas, at least do a continuous big huge tire, although it can still do smaller ones. This one here is substantially bigger, substantially heavier, but it can jumpstart a car. So you tell me in the comments below, which of these features is the most important for you? Is the jumpstart feature worth the extra money? Is having this type of connection versus a screw-on connection not worth it, or you want to spend extra money for that? Which would you pick? Let me know down below. If you go and use the links down below, you can get either one of these with a 10% off coupon if you use the coupon code Dan's Way. So hit up the links below for these. Let me know in the comments which one of the things you would get. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe below, and the next video that comes out will show up on your feed. Hit up one of the links here for other videos, including the review video, the full review video of this guy, and a few others like it. Until next time, guys, be blessed.